I am Rich Bielen. I am protective. So to talk about my background, I think really need to start with my family. My parents were born prior to World War II in Poland. Unfortunately, during World War II, they were taken out of their homes and actually put into labor camps under the regime of the Germans during that period of time. They met after the war in what we now call a displaced persons camp called Wildflecken in Germany. My mother, though, had a dream to come to this country, to really come to America and leave Europe. And she placed our family on a list sponsored by the Polish American Relief Fund. They were on that list for 7 years waiting to be eligible to come. And in 1956, on a converted US bomber, they actually flew from Belgium into New York City to what is now Kennedy Airport. I am first-born American. I was born in 1960, and I was the first in my family to ever go to college. My mother, till the day she passed away, never understood what I did, but did understand that education was important. And I once came home with a business card that said Vice President on it. And that was what it was all about. She knew I had been successful, even though she never knew what I had ever done. The motivating factor for me and watching what my parents exemplified for me was perseverance. To go through what they did through World War II and then work their way through Europe and have the patience then to wait for 7 years before being eligible to immigrate to this country taught me a lot about how we need to, or I need to, approach business. There's a kind of a family joke, we kind of call it a relic, that my parents always saved everything. That's the only way they were able to make it and save enough money to come to this country. And so now have basically handed down from my father now to me, and it sits in my garage, is this hammer they brought over in their suitcases from Belgium to the US. And it's made it from the Lower East Side of Manhattan to Brooklyn. It once broke, and my father repaired it with a couple of extra nails in it. And so now I have held on to that hammer. It traveled with me in New York City to when we moved to New Jersey and here to Birmingham and sits in my garage. I know that one day I will hand that hammer down and it'll just be a symbol of our family history of what my parents sacrificed and the savings they exerted in order to move forward.